Chinese tech giant Huawei is gearing up for a heavyweight comeback. According to the latest industry leaks, the upcoming Mate 80 series is likely to be powered by the most powerful in-house chip in their history, the Kirin 9030. Rumors claim this processor boasts a performance increase of up to 20% over its predecessor. This isn't just another product refresh. It feels more like a tech epic, a story of a comeback against all odds under extreme pressure. Under the siege of Western sanctions and technological blockades, how exactly did Huawei get to this point? And what kind of shockwaves will the return of the Kirin 9030 send through the global tech landscape? Today, we're doing a deep dive to break it all down. To understand the significance of the Kirin 9030, you first have to look back at Huawei's darkest hour in the chip industry. In 2020, the United States fully escalated its sanctions, forcing TSMC to cut off its supply. Huawei's flagship chip, the Kirin 9000, nearly became its swan song. It was a 5 nanometers chip that embodied the cutting-edge process of its time, but because of the external blockade, its production was completely choked off. The Mate 40 series that carried it became nearly impossible to find. The company's phone business suffered a devastating blow, and its market share plummeted to rock bottom. In the eyes of many, Huawei's smartphone division had reached the end of the road. This was precisely the outcome that Western tech hegemony wanted to see, strangling a potential competitor by cutting off its supply chain to maintain dominance in the global tech sphere. However, Huawei didn't choose to surrender. Instead, it embarked on a much more difficult path of self-rescue. 3 years later, in 2023, the Huawei Mate 60 Pro was suddenly launched, powered by the Kirin 9000S, a chip manufactured right here in China. It shocked the world. This wasn't just the return of a product, it was a strategic victory. It sent a direct message to Washington: your blockade didn't work. Even without EUV lithography machines, China can still design and produce high-performance chips. This breakthrough forced the world to reevaluate the potential of China's semiconductor industry and shattered the illusion that sanctions alone can kill innovation. In 2024, Huawei took another step forward. The Pura 80 series was released, debuting the Kirin 9020. While it still used a 7 nanometers process, it achieved an astonishing leap through architectural innovation. According to Huawei's official data, compared to the previous Kirin 9010, the Kirin 9020's overall performance increased by 36%, and its smoothness improved by 47%. This wasn't achieved by simply stacking more hardware, but through a new design philosophy. The Kirin 9020 uses a combination of 1 large Taishan core, 3 medium Taishan cores, and 4 small cores, creating an 8-core, 12-thread configuration that showcases the ingenuity of chip architecture optimization. Even without the most advanced process node, China can still unlock potential through a software-defined hardware approach, using software to compensate for hardware limitations. This is the unique path of innovation that Huawei and China's tech sector have forged in the face of adversity. Now, the reveal of the Kirin 9030 takes this strategy of using flexibility to overcome brute force to a new level. The rumored 20% performance boost means that Huawei is continuing to close the gap with top-tier processes through architectural optimization, core design, and more advanced packaging technologies. This isn't just a product competition anymore. It's a new model of competition. It's a declaration to the world that the future of the chip race is no longer just about the nanometer number, but about who has the more elegant architecture and the more powerful system integration. The West might be able to cut off one supply chain, but it can't stop an entire industrial system from finding a way out under pressure, or even forging an entirely new path. The arrival of the Kirin 9030, first and foremost, challenges the conventional wisdom of generational chip differences. In the past, performance gains were almost entirely dependent on process advancements, following the logic of Moore's law: 14 nanometers to 7 nanometers, then to 5 nanometers and 3 nanometers, with each step representing a huge leap in performance. But when advanced processes are blockaded, and Huawei can still achieve significant improvements on older nodes, it catches the West completely off guard. It proves that innovation isn't just limited to process breakthroughs. It can also come from revolutions in architecture and methodology. Secondly, it reflects the overall growth of China's entire semiconductor industry chain. Behind the Kirin 9030 is a complete chain, from EDA design to manufacturing to packaging and testing, with every step completed within a self-reliant framework. The original intention of the sanctions was to kill China's chip industry, but the reality is the exact opposite. External pressure has forced the entire industry to mature at an accelerated pace. The Kirin chip series has already established a stable iteration rhythm with the 9020, 9030, and 9040, which is not just an accumulation of technology, but an improvement in the collaborative capacity of the entire industry. America's blockade strategy is progressively failing. More importantly, the Kirin 9030 has become a strategic geopolitical asset. In a world full of uncertainty, technological self-reliance is a core national competency. Many countries are still dependent on Western suppliers for key areas like 5G and chips, while China is building a complete, autonomous tech ecosystem. The Kirin 9030 not only revitalizes Huawei's phone business, but also sends a signal to the entire world. China is capable of continuous iteration and breakthroughs in critical technology sectors. This gives China more strategic options and stronger bargaining chips in the global tech competition. For those Western nations that rely on blockades to maintain their hegemony, this is a clear warning. Huawei's breakthrough is also having a ripple effect on the global tech landscape. First, it is shaking the foundations of Western tech hegemony. For a long time, the US has maintained its global tech dominance by monopolizing core technologies and standards. But Huawei's Kirin chips and Harmony OS are breaking this paradigm. They prove that even under the harshest sanctions, a nation with innovative capabilities can still fight its way out. This is not just a commercial victory, but a spiritual counterattack, telling the world that tech hegemony will not last forever and any blockade will ultimately fail. At the same time, it is reshaping global supply chains. In the past, supply chains were highly concentrated and interdependent. But American unilateralism and its decoupling strategy are destroying this structure. Huawei's success has forced Chinese companies to accelerate the formation of a self-reliant internal ecosystem, building up a powerful domestic industry chain. Such a system not only enhances China's economic resilience, but also provides other countries with an alternative. When one country can offer a complete and efficient industrial chain, those nations unwilling to be controlled by the US will see a new path for cooperation. This signals the formation of a new model of globalization, one that is more diversified and more decentralized. Furthermore, Huawei's breakout demonstrates a massive draw for talent. Against a backdrop of the US constantly tightening visas and cracking down on tech talent, Huawei has chosen to increase its R&D investment, cultivating homegrown scientists and engineers. The emergence of the Kirin 9030 is a powerful signal to global tech talent. In China, your intelligence and skills will be fully respected and utilized. For Chinese scientists who have faced unfair treatment in the US, this is undoubtedly a source of encouragement. This gravitational pull for talent will play a long-term role in future competition. Huawei's strategy has also redefined tech competition itself. In the past, competition was focused on single-point breakthroughs, like process technology or chip frequency. But now, Huawei is demonstrating another path: ecosystem competition. The synergistic development of Kirin chips and the Harmony OS is building an ecosystem where hardware and software are deeply integrated. This not only enhances the user experience, but also allows Huawei to compete head-on with Apple and Google on the broader playing field of the Internet of Things. So, let's get back to the Mate 80 itself. According to a report from Shockwave, the new phone is expected to be released in the fourth quarter of this year. Besides the Kirin 9030 processor, it might also feature a brand new cooling system to ensure stable performance under heavy load for extended periods. This attention to detail showcases Huawei's relentless pursuit of quality. From the Pura 80 to the upcoming Mate 80, Huawei is answering all the doubters with action, turning impossible into possible and uncertainty into certainty. The Kirin 9030 isn't the end, it's a new beginning. It marks the moment that Huawei and the entire Chinese semiconductor industry has emerged from its darkest hour and embarked on a new journey. It tells the world that tech hegemony cannot last forever and blockades cannot stop progress. The real fight has only just begun. So, what do you think? What kind of impact will the debut of the Kirin 9030 have on the global high-end smartphone market and the future of the US-China tech war? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.